Joining us now is John Leer, chief economist at Morning Consults. This is a firm that specializes in online survey research. And John, it's great to have you on. High frequency data. What is it showing you? How do you gather it? And what is it showing you?
Yeah, what it's showing is a labor market that has consistently weakened over the last 4 weeks. I don't think it's falling off a cliff, but we're certainly in a weaker spot than we were prior to the last jobs report. And I think the more concerning part is that we're seeing some weaknesses in segments of the population, particularly higher income segments, that have driven so much spending for all the companies that you showed earlier who are reporting earnings.
Interesting. So why the breakdown there? I think you just mentioned higher income. I guess what is that reflecting about the state of the economy and where the jobs are or aren't?
I think it's reflecting slow but steady pass-through of uncertainty from tariffs and tariff policy into hiring. It's starting to reflect some of the substitution of capital, of labor for capital, as AI is starting to replace some workers. And I think we're also coming out of a period, right, where we had robust jobs growth, record low unemployment. And so all those factors together are contributing to this weaker situation. Again, I don't think that we're in we're falling off the cliff, but it is important as we're trying to calibrate really important policy decisions like interest rates to acknowledge that we're in a weaker spot now than we were a few weeks ago, and certainly weaker than we were when we last got an official data release.
John, big picture, we tended to, or at least we used to, view government data as the truth. But given the size of some of these labor market revisions that we've seen lately and the challenges that the government's having in collecting accurate data by phone, do you think that changes from here, even after the shutdown? And how are you feeling about the methods that you have for online collection and the way you apply models to that to extract truth versus the traditional methods?
I think government data remains sort of the gold standard for government. But look, government data was never adequate for corporate decision makers, for policymakers, or for investors. And that hasn't been the case for decades. So, I mean, really with COVID, we saw this rapid acceleration of an adoption of alternative data sources that were higher frequency, allowing folks to do more deeper market segmentation. And I think the most recent government shutdown has really just sort of exacerbated that secular trend.